Okie dokie, let's go and jump to rank games with a random character and see how we're going to get to that. So it looks like we're playing the Adventure. It's been a while since I played the Adventure. We do start off with a frying pan. We also got a twine, which is kind of amazing. We also got ourselves a leaf badge, which I'm going to have to take. Now, it does mean we're going to get some of the Ranger's items, but I think it's going to be worth it. I definitely want to grab a bag of stones. Shiny shell that keeps alive for a little bit longer I'm going to take, and I do kind of want to roll. Now, there is a couple of options I really do want to take. I want to take more twine, I want to grab our helpa, I want to grab a banana. The reason to grab the helpa is to craft up a shelly. I also want to grab the wooden sword to try and go for a boomerang also. Now, the banana is going to increase your DPS quite a bit on our frying pan. So what is actually going to help us win this round? Helpa keeps us healthy. Shiny shells so we can potentially scale up our luck and deal our damage. So, you know, I'm going to take our helpa. I'm going to take our helpa. I'm going to craft up that shelly. And I'm going to reserve this whole next round. But I am going to venture on with this. We do have our twine targeting our leaf badge because it is going to trigger every 2.5 seconds. While 2.2, it's fast as the frying pan. So we should have a potential to scale up some max life with our twine, while keeping super healthy and just being able to smash down this other adventure. We have a trigger to helpa, but can we still keep up? Hell yeah, we definitely can. We should get a shelly, which should be awesome. I'm going to grab this bit of storage, I'm going to grab the wooden sword, and I'm going to grab this big old banana. I'm definitely going to grab another twine as well. Now this one's not going to be stacked with much max life. I do want to grab another one actually. And we do get another one. But I do want to craft up a rope. I actually want to grab this as well. And we should actually switch this around. Even though we're not going to get as much max life, we're going to get crits on our wooden sword. So I think that's going to be a little bit more worth it. But I do want to craft up a rope because I do want to speed up our shelly insanely fast. Well, can we keep up with this other ranger? We're going to have crit chance. We're going to eat up our stamina with that shield. And it's looking kind of dicey unless Turbo Shelly does activate. Well, it's just a normal Shelly. We do need Shelly to activate right now to save us. And holy moly, good old Shelly keeping us in it. And that Shelly literally won us this round. Although it could be even worse because it is still going on. And actually, for a second there I was getting a little bit scared. But we got our rope. And we got our Shelly and we got ourselves our boomerang. And we also got guard power. Since we do have the leaf badge, we're going to have access to more class items, which does mean we're going to be able to speed this up quite a bit. Super spacious is nice and all. I'm not going to take it for now. We could speed up our Shelly even faster with that actually. Maybe that's the shout. We also got turn burst. I'm still going to take guard power. Now I'm going to have a rope target our Shelly instead of a guard power. Although if we get a bunch of twines, I'm going to craft up a second rope. I kind of want to grab more actually. I do want to grab our stones, but we're going to have to take a set of healing ups for now because that is literally going to help us stack up our power. Let's take our stone. We probably should take the garlic to increase the speed on our, or increase the damage on our frying pan, but I'm going to roll. That's an early mana orb we could take too, but it doesn't really help us out right now. If we go for an Excalibur, it could help us out quite a bit. We could take it and go for a Blue Sage's Collar. We could take it and try to go for a crit with Staff. But I think I'm not going to take it. I think I'm just going to venture on with this for now. We should be able to speed up our Shelly super fast. We should be able to get Empower, scaling up our damage, while our Shelly keeps us alive. Now, every time we do trigger our boomerang, we do speed up our Shelly, which is going to keep it at around about 9 to 10 seconds activation, which should be able to activate right now, healing us back to full, just in time once again. When our guard power scales up our damage, and while we steal our buffs from our opponents with that boomerang. Awesome. I'm going to take this bit of storage. I'm going to take this bit of storage because I do want to speed up. We could just speed up our guard power as well, because that should be fantastic. Now we could just go for the broom. The frying pan doesn't really do much for us right now. It does have quite a bit of DPS, but it does eat up a lot of stamina. If we did take our mana orb, we could have crafted up the magic staff. I kind of want to take the whetstone because we couldn't have gone for a katana type build. So I'm going to take the whetstone. I'm not going to take the broom. I am going to roll once. Problem is, I do really want to set up this way, but I also want to put in our bag stones properly. But I'm going to grab more healing herbs. I'm definitely going to grab more healing herbs. I'm not going to take the stone skipper. I'm going... Should we take the stone skipper? We could take up a stone skipper and get a bunch of block. I'm going to take it because it is going to increase the speed on our Shelly. So we got our healing herbs next rounds. We'll see. We're going to be speeding up our guard power. We're going to be speeding up our Shelly. So once our boomerang does activate, it should be able to speed this up quite a bit. Although that's a lot of damage coming from our opponent with that spear. And we do need Shelly to activate. really, really fast here. Can we get it just in time? Unfortunately. Honestly, just one more millisecond there and our Shelly would have saved us. But unfortunately, wasn't fast enough. Let's take healing herbs. Let's actually take 2 potions for now and let's roll. We do get a turnip, which I actually want to take this turnip. Definitely want to take that turnip. And I do want to grab our bit of storage once again. And I kind of want to change the whole setup to be more like this. Does mean our stones are going to have to be in this position for now as well. We can't grab a turnip just yet, so unfortunately I'm going to rock on with this. This Shelly should be going a hell of a lot faster with 2 potions. Because once you do activate our boomerang, it does speed up to about 8.5 seconds. Which should be amazing. Down to 7.5 seconds, we do need Shelly to activate really, really faster. Well, Shelly's going to keep us in it, so we can steal our opponent's buff, scale up our own empower, and just potentially win out. And awesome. Let's grab a turnip. We could grab a lucky clover since you're on sale. I'm going to roll once again. And we could go risky and take the Bagtacular's greatsword. Super early on. It does take us quite some time to actually scale up our empower. That's the unfortunate thing. Well, I'm going to sell this because I do want to grab this fanny pack. And I'd prefer speeding up our Shelly a little bit faster. Even if it's just a small bit. So we can just have her set up like so. Now, are we really going to take some Bagtacular's greatsword? It's going to be kind of crazy to take, but I am going to take it. Which means, do we actually want to take the card? Because if we stack up for luck, it should be able to stack up our power a little bit more, which I kind of do want to grab. But we'll see. Is our Shelly going to be going incredibly fast? It's down to 8 seconds. Our opponent is going to have scaling max life with the Badger Spirit. It's going to go super fast. They're going to stack up a lot of spikes. But our Shelly should be able to keep us healthy as we stack up our own spikes, as we stack up our own empower. Now, adding in our Bagtacular's greatsword is going to be really, really dicey because it is relatively slow to stack up our power. I mean, it's 20 seconds and we only managed to get 6 in power right now. Even though it is triggering every 4 seconds, it's still way too slow. But I kind of want to go for a Bagtacular's Bloodthorne with the adventure, if we can manage to get that. Which means I'm going to take our carrot. I kind of want to roll once, even though we do have our Bagtacular's greatsword in our shop. We do get a storage. That is a dragon egg. We could also go for a dragon eye as well. And are we going to take this dragon egg? It is on sale for 5. We could sell literally a bag of stones. We could sell our whetstone. I kind of wanted to keep this, go for a katana, but we could sell it. So we could have our dragon egg and try to hatch it up as fast as possible. It would mean we're going to have to take out our bag of stones for it. But I think I'm down for it. But let's venture on once again. So we'll see how we get on. With our guard power, we should have way more class specific items, which means we're going to speed that up relatively fast. Now our opponent is dealing quite a bit of damage. We do need our Shelly to pop off once again. And hell yeah. Actually, that was our help up. As long with Shelly. We got tons of power, we got tons of spikes, we got lots of luck. We're stacking up our power a little bit faster. Shelly does keep us in it a little bit longer, but it's looking very, very close. And we just barely survived it. 54 crit. It's kind of nuts. Now we do have a choice to make. Now, honestly, it's been a long time since I've taken skill. I haven't really taken a skill too much. But it's going to give us mana and it's going to give us a regen, depending on what we have less of. So we could take it and try to speed up our Bagtacular's greatsword. If we do get it, speed up our Shelly a little bit more as well. We could take the Fedora since we're stacking up luck. Could be kind of nice. Weapon Master. Now we could also take the turtle and place it instead of Shelly and do the exact same thing we're doing, except with block. But I think I'm going to take the merchant today. Okay, we do get a prismatic orb on sale for 7. Which is mad by itself. I'm going to take it. I still want a Bagtacular's greatsword, but it is going to be quite some time to actually get that as well. Now the unfortunate thing is our scale is going to be tipped in the wrong way. We do want to increase the speed on our Shelly a little bit more, which means I'm going to waste one more gold rolling. And I like one more gold rolling. I do have to grab this. It does mean I'm going to sell a little Star of Courage so we can take this bit of storage. Now our prismatic orb doesn't really do a whole lot for us right now, but it will in the future. But now our scales is tipped in the opposite way. And it's going to increase the speed on our Shelly a little bit more. And the difference is 5 or less. It is going to get a 30% increased speed, which should be smashing. But it does mean we're going to have to move on with this for now. Now the prismatic orb doesn't really do a whole lot for us to be honest. But once we get an Practically Large Bloodthorn, once we get a Hunger Blade, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work for us, but we're kind of doing everything backwards. We want to find our Hunger Blade first of all. We're scaling up a lot of buffs. Our Shelly is triggering every 4 seconds, every 5.5 actually. Well, I don't know where I got 4 seconds from. But it does give us time to get a ton of buffs. And our power is looking a hell of a lot better for right now. That's for sure. But our opponent is also scaling up a lot of damage too, which could be troublesome. They got tons and tons and tons of max life with that investment opportunity. And unfortunately, they just scaled up 3 times our life, which is mad. But we do get a dragon, which is amazing. I'm going to sell our boomerang because we're going to take our Practically Large Greatsword. But I'm going to take an extra stone. I'm going to roll once. We do get a Hunger Blade. And now all of a sudden we're going to be able to get ourselves that Practically Large Bloodthorne. Now I'd love to take it this round. Is there any way we can take it this round so we could sell our bag stones? Which I'm kind of down for. Which yeah, I'm going to sell our bag stones. I'm going to sell our bag stones because we're going to have to take it this round. Unfortunately, we're going to have to sell the card too. Let's take our Hunger Blade. We're going to have to take a card that we did sell, and I do want to grab our leather bag. The unfortunate thing is our skills is going to be out of whack. Now unfortunately it does mean I'm going to have to move on with this for now, which is not the most ideal. Our skills is out of whack. But we should be able to scale up our Vampirism with our Hunger Blade. And our guard power is now going to stack up our regen instead of our power. But it should be able to keep us super healthy. And unfortunately, we just barely not survive once again. We're almost about to get our big and Practically Large Greatsword, which should be smashing. And we could take Time Melting, which does keep our rope more active. But it's not that great. I do like Bagtacular a lot here, even though we only have one fanny pack. Honestly, it's not that great for right now, but it gives more value to our Protectable Purses or Stamina Sacks. So I think I'm going to take it. Even though we're still going to take this for Destroyage, we're going to take you 2. Let's roll again. And we kind of want to grab ourselves a Heart Container. But I don't expect us to win this round. We're not going to win this round because we're literally going to be crafting up that Practically Large Bloodthorne. I kind of want to grab this Undead Amulet, but I'm going to be happy enough grabbing a helmet instead. And I do kind of want to craft up a stone helmet. But for now, I'm going to have to venture on with this. So after this round, we're going to be in such a fantastic spot. We do start off with 4 heats, some Vampirism, and our scales is going to scale up some of our regen along with some of our mana. We should be able to get some power with our guard power. But we do end up losing out. Kind of what I expected, but we should be in a fantastic spot with a Practically Large Bloodthorne. Now we could trade everything for a dagger, which hell no, I'm not going to be doing. Now I did want to grab our Heart Container, but I also wanted to grab all the storage. But we'll be back in a second while I sort our inventory once again. Now, at this point, I'm thinking about selling our Shelly for now, because we just want to speed up our Practically Large Bloodthorne as fast as possible. Now, the scales completely out of whack for now. So I'm going to sell our Shelly. We do need our regen. I do kind of want to keep our luck, but I also really need this to craft up our stone helmet. Although we could do something like this. Now, the unfortunate thing is, I think we're going to leave it this way for now. We are going to move on. We're going to grab our stamina sack, and we are going to be crafting up our helmet. We don't have Shelly anymore, but we should be able to speed up this Practically Large Bloodthorne to use up the regen we do get. They deal some awesome damage to stack up our power. And it does take us a little bit too long to get a Practically Large Bloodthorne online, but we should be able to get it right now. And we're going to be looking for an acorn color for some crits, because if we get crits in this, it's going to be amazing. We got our stone helmet. We could grab a box of riches. Grab some gemstones. Maybe we should grab it, but I'm not going to. Definitely want to grab more regen. Let's go grab more block, because that's 30 block. And we get a crits. That makes me want to keep grabbing Heart Containers as well. But I do need every single item we're going to have right now, unfortunately. But we do manage to put our skills in around the right way right now, which does mean our Practically Large Bloodthorne is going to get that increased speed. We definitely need this acorn color. We could grab our custom cards so we can get higher chances of sales. And it would mean we'd find more prismatic orbs. So I'm going to take this as well as some extra bit of luck. But yeah, let's venture on once again. Now actually, we could take the Holy Armor, because each Holy item we could get a bunch of regen, activate our Heart Container, give us some power from our Practically Large Greatsword. I think I'm down for it. It's a lot of monies we do need to spend. But we start off with 4 regen, which means the first time we do hit with a Practically Large Greatsword, it does give us a bunch of buffs. And our guard power should be able to scale up arm power. We do activate our Heart Container, give us a bunch more max life. And it's a little bit too slow right now. Actually, never mind. It's amazing. Now I do want to grab this, but it does mean you can't grab either of these for now. But are we really going to venture on with this? I think we kind of have to. But our scale is going to be going relatively fast. Our Bagtacular Large Bloodthorne is down to 3 seconds without that Empower, which should be amazing. And with our luck, we're going to have even more crit chance. So right now we only have a 28% chance, but every time we do get a bit of luck, it's going to be even more, and that's some massive damage, and hell yeah. So maybe I actually don't want to go for that White Lily's Collar, actually. Now I do want to grab another heart container so we can scale up our regen a little bit faster. Definitely want to grab 30 more block. Definitely still want to keep our dragon. I would love to grab this for now. Maybe we actually want to grab a heroic pot instead. That's actually perfect even scales, which I think I'm just going to have to venture on with this for now. This should be smashing. That's for sure. And we have to potentially get a bunch of regen with both our heart containers to get activating them pretty fast. Getting this arm power a hell of a lot faster, and hell yeah. So we managed to get it online, and we have an 80 DPS right now, being a Bagtacular Large Greatsword, dealing about 60 DPS, which is amazing. As for heals though, heals a bit on the low side, not so great. We do stack up quite a bit of max life, not a whole lot though, it's only 100. And as for block, it's 125, being our Protectful Purses and our Stone Helmet. Well, let's see if we can make this a lot crazier. We do have 4 more rounds to go. Can we get there? And we could grab Paradise Burb. I do want to grab our armor, I do want to roll. We do start off with a bit more luck, which is amazing. Let's roll again. And we're going to sell our little customer card, because we're going to need its freaking storage. Now one thing we should do is actually put crits on our Acorn Collar, or on our Ruby Orb as well. That'll make a lot more sense too. Now as for the Helpa, I don't really want to add it in just yet. With our Holy Armor in, we should be potentially able to start off with 4 more regen. So we should be able to activate one of our heart containers extremely fast. Now it means I'm going to roll once more. And I'm not going to take another Holy Armor. I'm going to venture on with this. I actually really do want to place this in over this side, but that tips our skill really badly. So we're going to have a lot of crits on a Ruby Orb with a Bagtacular Large Bloodthorne. Now we could craft up a White Lily's Collar so we have infinitely stacked regen from Bagtacular Large Bloodthorne. But I think with our skills, I think we should be in a pretty good spot, especially with our guard power. Now we're actually running out of stamina because of that shield, but that's a big massive crit, which is amazing. Now speaking of amazing, definitely more crits, and our skills has tipped in the opposite direction, which is not so great. I'm going to take this blueberries, I'm going to roll again. We could trade our Prismatic Orb for a Vampiric Armor, which would increase your defenses quite a bit. But I also really like a Prismatic Orb, so I'm going to keep it. Now I kind of want to take more heart containers. If we had one more twine, I would definitely craft up a heart shield. Let's grab the storage, let's actually switch this to this side. It's not looking too bad whatsoever. We actually really want to switch this to this side so we get our bit of Vampirism, also increase your healing efficiency. And yeah, let's finish on once again. So we should be in a pretty good spot with double crits being our Acorn Collars. Should be amazing. And we could also craft up a red collar, which would give us a ton of lifesteal as well, which we probably should do as well. And unfortunately, we do want to fall short, which is a bit mad. Let's grab a heart container, let's roll. Let's sell our set of blueberries because I do want to grab this bit of storage once again. So that does mean I'm going to venture on once again with this. We should be able to get even more life with our heart containers. So we'll see how we get on with this. The scale is still tipped in our favor from Bagtacular Large Bloodthorne, so it should be going pretty fast. And we got tons of power right now. We should be able to deal big damage. We just need one big gold crit. And it's looking a bit dicey. And we do want to fall short once again because our opponent did resurrect with that Phoenix, given enough time to pass us out. But we did get our next Prismatic Orb, which is going to be smashing. Now every bit of luck is going to be quite a bit of crit chance. That's another heart container. One final heart container we could take. Now the crazy thing is, we could put our Prismatic Orb in this position. So we get a bunch of healing efficiency. Let's get a bunch of healing efficiency. It doesn't really give us our Vampirism that much, but it does increase our skills a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell our heart container. I'm going to sell our heart container because I'm going to take another freaking Prismatic Orb. Now the unfortunate thing is, do we take out one of our cards? Do we just take out a card because we kind of need this extra bit of luck? The card does stack up our power, but we do have 4 heart containers, which is going to be mad. We roll once, We roll again. That's that bloody amulet, which we didn't actually take, unfortunately. But this is it. This is going to be our final build. Practical Large Bloodthorn with the skills. We didn't really make too much use of the trades, but we have a pretty decent setup, and we're going to see if this is going to be good enough. We're going to be able to win out. We'll see. We are going to begin a Poison Stacker. Dead Side with the Puzzle Bag with a crazy absurd amount of toads, and a big Potion Explosion. We could be in trouble. We're also going to be stealing Arm Power with that Stone Armor, which could be problematic. We're going to get tons of max life with our Heart Containers. And each time our Heart Container goes off, since we form, we're going to get 4 regen, pretty much activating our next Heart Container. So in Practical Large Bloodthorn, we'll have a ton of scaling with the amount of regen we're going to have. Although, that Potion Explosion is literally about to smash. They got tons of max life as well. It's a lot of poison on us, a lot of debuffs. We're not getting our crits, unfortunately. We're missing with our crits, which is not so great. We managed to deal 364 crit. They did pop their big Potion Explosion. And we do need to hit him right now. And holy moly, did we just barely survive that. That poison was about to take us out. But we did manage to get about 126 DPS with a Practically Large Bloodthorn. As for heals, 14 healing per second, but our opponent did have an insane amount of healing reduction with the Doom Cap. And the fight did last for quite a bit of time. Now, as for block, we only managed to get about 220 block, but as for max life, we managed to get about 400 max life with 4 Heart Containers. Which is not bad, but definitely a lot crazy. And we actually just barely managed to survive out with the Practically Large Bloodthorn, which is mad in my opinion. But we did manage to survive 1 life left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we manage to get. +7, or ranking us up quite a bit actually. But yeah, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to look for the next one. I'll see you next time. And we are back in some round 18 fights. We are going to begin a Cryomancer, which is going to be slowing us down by a lot if they do stack up a lot of cold on us. But we managed to get a big old crit from the very beginning. We should be able to get our power. And our Bloodthorn should be able to go nuts right now. And not too bad. We didn't even get any crits, but still smashing. And can we take on a Cupcake Staff with a Bloodthorn with the Elspire Companion? Are they going to be turbo stacking heat, or are they going to be stacking a different buff? Looks like they're going to be stacking heat like crazy. Which means this Bloodthorn is going to do a lot of damage, but it is going to eat up an insane amount of stamina. But it's not looking too bad for us still. Actually, it could be worse, but that's a big old crit to win out. Now, can we actually take on an Excalibur type build? The lucky thing is, they don't have an insane amount of mana generation. And they do have a katana that does attack through block, which is going to be a bit troublesome. But since we stack so much max life, it doesn't really matter too much. We're not getting our big old crits, but once we do get a crit, yeah, the fight's pretty much over.